Hello and welcome to Ferris Sports Update. I'm your host, Rob Bentley, and thanks for tuning in. On today's show, we'll talk about the start of the Ferris State hockey season. We'll update you on Bulldog football after a big win over Saginaw Valley Stadium. We'll check in with Ferris State soccer as well. We'll start first, though, with Bulldog hockey, and joined by assistant coach Dave Cencer. And Coach, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Rob. Happy to be here.
I know a lot of energy in the building this past weekend. What was it like, and how excited were the guys just to be back on the ice playing against another opponent?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's always a lot of fun that first weekend after a long summer of training and a long off season. So the players were very excited. The staff was very excited, and I thought our home crowd brought us a lot of energy. There's some wonderful additions to the arena with the 2 new video boards, and I thought the game operations staff did a really, really good job building the atmosphere even better than it's been in a long time. And the players really built off that, and the energy showed for us a lot.
I know you oversee some of the strength and conditioning efforts. Maybe talk about the work the guys put in since last season and during the summer months to get ready for the season.
Sure, yes. It's, you know, that's kind of the behind-the-scenes thing that people don't pay a lot of attention to, but it's a year-round job for these guys in a lot of ways. And the heavy lifting, so to speak, happens during the summer and then during the fall. And it's a lot of long days in the weight room and, you know, on the turf at the football field or wherever we might be. So it's nice to see the guys be able to reap the benefits and actually get to play against another team and have some success as well. We had some great off seasons by a lot of our players that really showed. Antonio Venuto, Caleb Ergang are 2 that come to mind right away that really had exemplary off seasons and put themselves in position to be very productive this year. And that showed on the ice this weekend for sure. As
we go to the highlights of this past weekend series, Saturday-Sunday series, and obviously a good opponent coming in Miami of Ohio, a traditional kind of rival from the old CCHA days.
Yes. It's Miami is a team that we've played a lot over the years, had some great series against them in the CCHA. And we played them non-conference the last couple of years, and we're very evenly matched, I believe. Like it's a really, I think every year we've had a split on that first series since I can remember the last 3-4 years that we played them. So it's a great way for both teams to kick off the season against an opponent that's very even in a lot of ways.
Obviously, they got off to a good start here in this first period, get 3 goals here in the opening period, and kind of had you back on your heels a little bit here early.
Yep, they did. They came out and they had a lot of energy early. So did we, though. It was one of those kind of periods where the goals they scored, you know, kind of a lot of broken plays, so to speak. And we never really felt like we were behind 3-0, believe it or not. It was one of those situations where we knew we had some things to clean up, like the defensive zone coverage on that goal, for example. But we knew there were some things we could improve and some tactical things that we could fix in between periods. But the effort was there, and we saw that really start to shine through in the second period.
Obviously, you get a goal here in the second period. Maybe talk about some of those younger guys, obviously getting that first period kind of behind them as they get a little adjusted to college hockey.
Yes, definitely. And Miami's a very aggressive team that plays with a lot of speed, a lot of tempo, kind of in-your-face hockey. So for those young guys that have never played a college game, there's a quick learning curve, so to speak, because it's coming at them very, very quick when they play Miami.
Obviously down 4-1 going into the third. What was kind of the theme going into this third period?
Well, after the second, we really played very, very good hockey, we thought, especially in the second period. So even though we were down 3, it never had that feeling. You know, we've been in games before where you're down a lot and the other team might be beating you. We never had that feeling like we were getting beaten. Like we felt like we were playing very well coming into the third, and then that we were getting chances. It was just a matter of tweaking a couple things and finishing on those chances and getting those 2 goals right away to start the third. You know, we were only down 4-3 at that point, and then I think the confidence was sky high on the bench. You could feel it. The energy in the building was great, and it almost just seemed like a matter of time before we got the tying goal. Obviously,
we'll see the tying goal coming up here, and certainly you mentioned the energy in the building. The guys really kind of fed off that energy too.
Yes, they did. Yes, it was wonderful to feel that, and it does. It really provides a big boost, and here in overtime especially, like you could feel both the energy, kind of the nervous excitement in the building. So scoring that overtime winner was a wonderful way to start the year, and probably a pretty good show for the fans too, coming back from 4-1 to start the third and winning 5-4 in overtime.
Jason Branchot with the game winner. Nice to see a veteran player kind of make a play like that to get you the win in overtime.
Yes, that's a great goal by him. A great play by Travis Shouty taking it to the net. Travis had another really, really good offseason, and he had 3 assists in that game. So he played a huge role in it as well. And then Antonio Venuto, another senior, he won our strength and conditioning competition this year and scored twice. So great to see him get rewarded in that game as well.
You come back Sunday, rare Sunday afternoon, late afternoon game, and took on Miami again on the series finale. And you knew they were going to come back certainly ready to play.
Yeah, we did. We knew, certainly a team like that from the conference that they're in, they're going to play they're going to throw everything they have at you. They didn't want to start the season off 0-2, and it's a unique challenge in hockey that you got to, in college hockey, that you have to play back-to-back games so quickly. And I think guys on both teams, it was such a exerting game. On Friday, we had players on both teams cramping up. So it was tough physically and mentally for both teams, I think, to come back so quickly.
Obviously, this one a little more even in terms of the scoring here in the first two periods. It was, we'll see 1-1 going into the third period of play.
Right, and in a lot of ways, even though we won on Friday and lost, or won on Saturday and lost on Sunday, in a lot of ways, going back over the video, we might have played better in the Sunday game. But one of those situations where it was even going into the third, and there were, again, some broken plays. You don't want to necessarily always blame it on that, but some kind of bad bounces, so to speak, in the third period that we'll see coming up here that kind of decided the game. Starting with this goal here, Antonio Venuto actually does a heck of a job blocking that shot, and it just takes a weird ricochet off of him, then off of something else and into the net. So he did exactly what you asked in terms of getting his body in front of it, making the block, selling out for the team, and just bad luck that it kind of took a double bounce off that block and went off into the net.
Obviously, taking on Miami, how was this type of a series going to help prepare you for the start of conference play later this month?
It will. And, I think the way that they play, especially their aggressive play, it really mirrors like a Bowling Green or a Michigan Tech, some of the top teams in our conference. So getting ready to play them, it certainly gets us ready. And no different than Western Michigan, playing them this week as well. They're a very, very talented, very aggressive team as well. So it's the style of hockey that gets us ready for what we're going to see. Then, obviously doing it not just once, but, for those young kids, learning how to do it, one night, hopefully get the win, then turn around and mentally and physically get yourself ready to do it again the second night.
Obviously, you guys have a short week this week, home-and-home series with Western Michigan, and another opponent that goes back a long time here in terms of the overall series history between these two teams.
Yes, it's a wonderful, wonderful rivalry dating back to the CCHA days. And we've had some really, really exciting games over the years. We played them twice last year, once at the GLI in the GLI championship game. And then to have them here, we'll play on the road on Thursday in Kalamazoo, and then at home on Friday. So it'll be a challenge. They play a lot like Miami in that it's going to be a high tempo, in your face kind of game. They have some great skill coming back from a team that made a good run to the NCAA tournament last year. So we'll have our hands full for sure.
Well, Coach, best of luck as you take on the Broncos this weekend again Friday night right here in Big Rapids after opening the series on Thursday in Kalamazoo.
Thanks, Rob.
We'll be back with more Ferris Sports Update right after this.